Our brains are meaning-making, pattern-noticing, learning machines. When we experience a traumatic or difficult event or grow up in chronic stress or a dysfunctional family, our brains are learning things about the world or ourselves from those experiences. We might learn that the world is unsafe, or that our emotions aren't allowed, or pick up on a belief that we are unwanted or unworthy. Whatever those learnings are, they make perfect sense in the situation where they were formed and often continue to live on within us, unconsciously being played out throughout our lives. I want to give you an example to help illustrate this point. If we grow up with a parent who rages anytime we show sadness or frustration, we absolutely have to learn to not show that emotion. In that context, we cannot express our needs through our emotions of sadness or frustration because it puts us in physical or psychological danger. In that case, shutting down our feelings of sadness is a brilliant survival strategy that helps keep us connected to our caregivers, who we are dependent on. The thing is that trauma brain overgeneralizes and amplifies. So it doesn't learn, I can't show my sadness with my parents because they're not emotionally able to handle it. It learns, I can't show my emotions with anybody because it's dangerous. When we are in a situation that feels similar to being with that angry parent, our brain is going to say, oh, I know how to handle this. Shut down my emotions. The work here then is to pull apart and recognize those old learnings that are no longer applicable or necessary, but that we might still be using to interpret the world around us. Is our loving partner or trustworthy friend actually going to respond like our parents? Or would they be open and receptive to us? Our recap, our brains learn in overgeneralized ways and apply those learnings to many situations. So what do we do next? This is where practicing presence can be a powerful way to support healing and change our interpretation of the world around us. So we've got this learning, it helped us get through childhood or a difficult event. Then we move through the world with that learning subconsciously interpreting our experience. In essence, we are living in an old memory. Trauma takes us to the past. By becoming present, we can start to train our brain to notice that things are different now. And these can be tiny and powerful moments of healing. We're not children, we're not in that traumatic situation, we're here today. We're not living in the past or in the haze of that traumatic learning. We're telling our brain, we're not there, we're here. This is my loving friend or my boss, not my angry parent. Then we have a greater capacity to respond in a different way. So honestly, these learnings and beliefs are hard to notice on our own. And this is where an outside perspective is really helpful, like a therapist, a close friend, a partner, or a trusted family member who knows your history. Ultimately, before we can change these old learnings, we have to recognize and understand them. Slowing down and becoming present and curious about what is happening inside of us helps us get there. Our takeaway: our brains overgeneralize and apply those learnings to many situations. Trauma takes us to the past, and we view current moments from past lenses. Practicing presence brings us to the now and allows us to take in new information that leads to healing and change. So this next practice is hard for me to guide you through without knowing your specific material, but I can give you a basic template to start to play with and experiment with. This is called the I'm in memory exercise. And as you start to unfold your understanding of your specific beliefs and expectations from people or the world, you can input your material into this template when you find yourself responding to a current situation inappropriately. This helps to become mindfully or explicitly aware of the memory that has been triggered. The basic template is saying to yourself, this situation reminds me of what I experienced in the past when, fill in the blank. Then follow with your favorite self-compassion statement. Using our earlier example, if we catch ourselves shutting down when we start to experience anger in others, we could say to ourselves, this reminds me of what I experienced when my parents couldn't tolerate my sadness. That was so hard for my little self. then we can open our eyes to our current situation and hopefully see that it's different now.